This month marks the 10th anniversary of Heavy Rain. It originally launched on February 23, 2010 for the PS3 and was later remastered in 2016 for the PS4, which is the version you're seeing right now. And as of last year, it also got ported to PC. It was heralded as one of the best PS3 games at the time, but when these remasters came out, well, the majority was a bit more divisive. So, on this, the 10th anniversary, I wanted to see where I fell. I have strong ties to this game as one of my favorites from 2010 and on the PS3 in general. I played it in college over the course of a sleepless weekend and loved every minute of it, obvious plot holes and all. So, again, the question is, how do I feel today? Well, first, let's get into what this game is all about for newcomers. There are 4 controllable protagonists, but the real focus is on Ethan Mars, a father with a loving family that is eventually torn apart when one of his sons, Jason, dies after he gets hit by a car. In the 2 years that follow, Ethan and his wife get separated, and a murderer under the guise of the Origami Killer is on the rise, kidnapping children. And wouldn't you know it, his remaining son, Sean, gets kidnapped by the Origami Killer, launching Ethan into a series of Saw-like tasks in order to save him. Opposite of Ethan is FBI agent Norman Jayden, a private eye, Scott Shelby, both looking into the killer's whereabouts. Then there's Madison Page, a photographer who wraps herself up in Ethan's affairs and honestly doesn't have much to do in the game. The plot, in general, could have been improved by just having 2 characters because the big gambit of this game is choice. One little detail could have a rippling effect later on, creating paths one cannot literally see in one playthrough. Every one of the 4 characters can die during a few chapters in the game, and yet Heavy Rain will continue. The fun in games like this is creating an experience you can talk about with your friends. Did you see that? What choice did you make here? And so on. I spent hours in college talking to friends about questions just like this. Then, of course, there are the plot holes. When creating a game like this, I imagine it has to be hard to keep track of everything. If there were only 2 characters, the connecting plot lines could have more easily fit together. As it stands now, while there are still some great moments, most of these are enjoyable for other unintentional reasons. The acting, for one, is incredibly unbalanced. The performances are mostly good, but some of the actors do their best American accents when they are clearly French, especially the children. Oh god, the children. Then, of course, there is the infamous press X to Jason meme. Because it plays itself seriously, it makes these laugh-out-loud moments inconsistent. Sure, it's fun to make fun of in the best way cheese can be, but the acting on top of the meandering story made it less enjoyable this time around. While this remaster has graphically made the game look like how I remembered it, actually playing the game was a shocker. Instead of controlling a character with 2 thumbsticks, you instead literally drive them like you would a car. Hit R2 and they will go straight, with players being able to steer them with the left stick. Their movements are incredibly stiff, worse than take controls of the original Resident Evil games. This made going over to tables or other small areas with button prompts hard to navigate because I often couldn't get the character in the right position in order to activate said prompt. On top of that, the button prompts are white, making them difficult to see, especially during action scenes. Thankfully, there is an adjustable difficulty you can use at any time, which gives players more leeway on how long it takes to react to a prompt. Summing everything up, I was surprised at how much I disliked going back to Heavy Rain. Sure, there are still some enjoyable parts, but there is a lot of unnecessary padding. It looks good, is unique, but the controls are, well, a struggle to say the least. It will still have a special place in my heart for the conversations and experiences I had in college. But for me now, well, I can safely bury this and leave it in my past where it belongs. I don't think there's ever a reason to go back to this game again. Did you like that video? If you did, please like, subscribe, and spread the good word of ReActionExaminer. If you want to read more of my stuff, you can find a plethora of my articles over at TheGamer and Game Rant. All of those links and more are in the show notes below. Thanks for watching!